channel. I'm Jaren, and as you can see today I have a lovely guest. This is my friend. I'm going to ask him to introduce himself in a while, but basically if you're wondering why he's here, I'll be doing a Q&A session with him. In a nutshell, around him being a student at NLC and what it's like to be an international student in Canada. So let's get started. So first of all, I need him to introduce himself and...
Hello, hola, my name is Kevin. I am from Venezuela. I am an international student of the Business Management Postdegree Diploma. And I am in my last year here, so let's chat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Kevin is one of my really close friends. He was my classmate, right? Yes. Okay, and I'm interviewing him because he's a part of the Latin American community, and that's one of the growing communities at Northern Lights College. Not very large, but we're having quite a number of students who are Spanish speakers. So I'll be interviewing Kevin today, and I hope you answer all my questions.
I hope so.
Okay, so you already introduced yourself, so now I would like you to tell me, why did you choose to study at Northern Lights College?
Well, after looking for different universities and colleges around Canada, I was like narrowed down several. At the end, I was about to decide between one in Pay and Northern Lights, and I found like the staff here was very fast responding. It was very friendly, and what the main issue was the price. So because the price was the same, I feel more connection or better vibe with Northern Lights. So that made me choose here.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I can definitely relate to you when you say that the staff here are very welcoming. And for me, the tuition was much cheaper compared to other places. So yeah, so those are good reasons why you chose. Okay, so next question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how intense is your program of choice? And I need you to also compare it to different post-secondary schools in Venezuela, like same level schools in Venezuela.
Okay, well, I have been studying. I studied like 10 years ago, so my point of comparison is really different from what it is now. But for example, back then I feel like in my country it was harder. So here I may say that it's 7 out of 10, 6 or 7 out of 10. So it's doable. You can try to balance out two other stuff. So it's very doable, very approachable, and the not just the staff, also the professor, students, they have tutorship. So if you have trouble with something, they can help you with another thing. So even Joreen was a very good tutor. So
okay, good. So I like how you mentioned tutoring. So that's a service that the college offers to help students with if they're facing like academic challenges. And you said that it is, would you say it's more manageable than Venezuela, or it's like on the same boat?
I felt in the level of academic difficulty, I feel maybe Venezuela is a little bit challenging, but maybe because sometimes the lack of resources or everything, but it is comparable.
Okay, good. So I think, basically it's just that Canada has more resources to help students cope with the challenges that studies come with. Okay, so the fourth question is, comment on your relationship and treatment from your professors, college staff, and peers. And I need to also say if you've ever faced any form of racism at the college.
Oh well, I have mentioned that the staff is super welcoming, the people is super friendly, and I haven't even the closest thing of racism here. I am not saying that it doesn't exist, but on my side, I haven't seen it in the college. You may face something different if you go to another cities or somewhere, but here it's really, I felt really welcoming. Really, people is very open arms. They are very approachable. You can speak easily with almost everyone.
Yeah, and was it easy for you to like find friends who are from different cultural backgrounds?
Well,
were they really acceptable of you even though you were from a different?
Oh yes, always you may found cultural shocks or cultural differences, but we are all almost all of our classmates or part of them are international students, so it's more relatable with everyone. So maybe you are from Jamaica, others are from India, others from Philippines, others from Latin America. So everyone is like, hey, we're in the same boat. So it's very, even the Canadians are super friendly, very like, hey, where are you from? And it's very easy to integrate because you are similar conditions to with almost all the students, even if they are residents. So no, I don't found that part very hard, but also depend the willingness or yourself doing like introducing yourself sometimes maybe, or integrate to a different group, or trying to the level of outgoingness.
Yeah. Okay, and that also relates to your professors as well. They were also very welcoming and warm. Okay.
Yes. As always, some professors more than others, but you will find in general very good feedback.
Okay, perfect. And to go back to what you said that the main similarity was that you and most of your classmates were internationals. So because of that, you guys connected even though you were from different parts of the world. So yeah, that's something good to highlight. Okay, so next up is, as a visible minority in Dawson Creek, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you able to access your cultural preferences? And by this I mean food, music, dance, people within your same culture, like different Latinos, and you can explain your answer as well.
Well, for finding, obviously the food for almost all the countries is hard to find because we are in northern BC, so the offer of food or fresh food, I mean, is limited. But some products, for example, there is a thing called harina pan. You can find it here in the supermarket. So that make it easy to have some home here, you know. But other things like, I don't know, fresh fish that I used to eat there in Venezuela, or other kind of things that I used to have, you may not find it. But you can, part of the experience is try new things. I have tried Jamaican food, I have tried Indian food, I have Filipino food, and some Nigerian food. And some things are like interesting is the similarities sometimes you may found, and other is the completely opposite parts. Like it's very interesting to see, and I will not say that is bad or good, but it's good to have or good to experience or
other cultures, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's really good that you do like to try other things too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's really good.
Dancing, maybe not.
Okay. Okay, no worries. And you were able to find some residents within your community, your background, like Spanish people.
Well, Spanish speaker, there are not that many here in Dawson, but you can find some of them. It's a growing community. Actually, we are getting kind of close. We sometimes do football matches or volleyball matches. We are trying to integrate. For example, the people from Chile is getting big here, and there is getting people from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Peru, and we get along very well. So sometimes we get together, we do parties, we share drinks.
The next question is, would you recommend living in a small city like Dawson Creek to others, and why?
For sure, for sure. I know that this may not have the attractiveness or the big parties or things that you may find in big cities, but when you're an international student, sometimes your sources of income are not that as huge or big or the bigger cities. So these places like this help you to save money. Actually, let's face it. So it's very useful to have low rent, not low activities because you can do a lot of things outdoor, but less offering of distracting things that make you spend more.
Okay, thank you very much. Good answer. So how easy was it for you to find a job
Actually, Dawson has a really good job market, so it was fast. I didn't took more than 2 weeks to find a job. Almost every employer has experience with part-time workers, so I don't have to explain that I only can work for back then 20 hours a week. So they were very understanding, and they give me the amount of hours that I need. So it was good.
Yeah, and another thing too is here in Dawson or maybe in the whole of Canada, employers, they love to hire, or they prefer to hire part-time associates, because that way it's less money, it's less financial strain for the company to provide benefits to those part-time
Yes,
associates.
they don't have the obligation to provide
Yeah.
benefits, so it's
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you touched on this a little bit, but now I also want you to comment again on the mode of transportation in Dawson Creek and how easy is it to commute?
well. Let's be honest. That part, the commuting part, even it's a small city, you can go by walking almost everywhere. In winter, it's another story because it's minus 40, minus 45, minus 40, minus 45. Walking at that temperature is not fun. So in summer or windy days or sunny days is nice, but in winter may be a challenge for a lot of people. So maybe that's why a lot of us get a car as soon as we can. But yes, that part is the commuting part may be a challenge for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so different from it being a challenge, it's still easy for you to walk to places because in some places you can't walk.
Yes,
And I think the reason for that here is just because the small cities, so or BC Transit is not as very advanced like bigger cities, so that's the problem, especially in the winter season. Okay, so we're coming almost to the end. This is the 9th question. As an international student, would you recommend more youths to pursue their studies in Canada, and why?
Oh yes, Canada. For example, if you come from Latin America or you come from another countries, having a degree in Canada gives you a advantage for a matter to speak, because places like Canada or maybe USA or maybe any place even back in your country is a paper that says that you are fluent in another language, you know how to handle information, and is in my case a post degree is a step, another step in my career. So yes, I for sure I can recommend for international or for any person who wants to study here in Canada. Yes, it could be a good for
A good
professional,
step,
personal, good.
A good step for your professional development.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the last question for our interview. So, how do you manage working and studying at the same time? And are there any strategies that you use to balance work and study life?
Well, yes, it's sometimes can be hard working and studying at the same time, because we also try to have a life, to have a social life or going out and everything. But you can use, for example, time management techniques. I like to. I think I read in a book that I want to be proactively lazy. That I do things as soon as I can, for avoiding at the last minute to do it, because when I came, sometimes the last minute I was doing everything. So instead of doing that, I am trying to do things as soon as I can, to give more time and try to make it easier to balance professional, working life, studying, social life. So it's try to do everything at a moment ahead, so I don't get crowded and suffocate at the end
so
of
you
the
don't get pressured at the last minute. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you use basically as it relates to work, because you know you have a fixed schedule for work, or you have a schedule for work, so you just always try to do your assignments right away as you can, so that you can still be able to go to work if you need to.
Yes.
Because you do have to go to work, right, to help.
Yes, because now that we are here, we don't have the limit of 20 hours, so sometimes employer know that they
They
can
want
call
to
you.
work more, yeah.
Yes, they can call you in a day, and they know you don't have classes because they have your schedule. And hey, you are free Friday. For example, can you come? And if you were thinking, oh, I will do all my assignments on Friday, you will be like, I want morning, I want assignments, what I have to do. So it's like, yes, you have to do a really good job managing your time. So.
Okay, well, that was the last question. Thank you, Kevin. You did really
you.
good. So basically, in a nutshell, you touched on what it's like being on campus, because we talked about your relationship with the students, why you chose the college, and then we also talked about the city as it relates to your culture, and then we also touched on work. So we did basically touch on a lot of things that students, internationals, would have to face when they come here, and this is coming from the perspective of a Latin American. Of course, not all Latin Americans will have the same experience or point of view like Kevin had, but it's good that we were able to interview someone from a different background. And in my next videos, I'll be also interviewing others from different backgrounds, like from Philippines, India, from Africa, from the Caribbean. So thank you, Kevin, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And
It was fun.
hopefully we can meet again.
Yes.
Okay, bye.